Afternoon, everybody. How are we doing? I'm hoping I'm live because YouTube's telling me different. YouTube is saying an error's occurred. Please try again later. God only knows. So am I live, people? If I am, welcome, and yet another live stream. CB Radio. Good stuff. And in full colour, Doug. Hello, my voice sounded a bit like Daffy Duck then for some reason. How are we all doing anyway? And Dom, I got it afterwards, Dom. I'm a bit slow on the uptake, mate. A bit slow on the uptake. So we got a few in. I think Ninja was knocked off the top for some reason. I think Derek was up there as well, but they're both gone. So I think we had Ninja, Derek, we got Michael Hyde. Hi, Michael. Video Monkey, Graham. Happy Hump Day. Cyberflyer. George is in, but he's gone to Lidl's. He's always in Lidl's. He must have got shares in that. Dennis, hi Dennis. Gary Cooper, Nick, Henry the 8th. Afternoon, Henry, or Mark, and Dom. And it is your CB radio, Henry. And I'm assuming it's still sick because I ain't done nothing to it. I've just unboxed it. Afternoon, Benji, Rob Titheridge. Hi, Rob. Foxy's there. Daniel, he's listening while you're working. Good. Doug got his first Pfizer dose on Monday. Other than the sore arm, no other ill effects. Pretty much the same here, Doug. When I got mine, I did have a sore arm for a good few days actually, but apart from that, yeah, I felt a bit groggy the next day, but nothing out of the ordinary really. Phil Taylor, how you doing, Phil? And Dids, hi Dids. Dennis. Bargetzi, how are you, Dennis? 362 days ago, we started off 15 days to stop the spread. Yeah, how's it going? Afternoon, Marvin. Cyberfly, I think I said hello to Cyberfly. Derek can see me. Dave Rhodes, hi Dave. Derek's got his radio back, all working. Good stuff. Simon's World, how you doing, mate? And Ninja, full colour, 1080p, and Barry Charnley. Whoa, a lot in. So yeah, story behind this is I did put a link in the description to the video I did. Oh, it's back end of last year. I went and picked up a load of CB radios from a place out near Launceston somewhere, I think. But a guy advertised on Facebook. They had a load of these old radios. God only knows where he got them from because they were beat to hell, rusty. They'd obviously been left out in a shed or a barn or something for a while. I think he pinched a couple out, but I think it was still sort of half a dozen left. And I went through them and just to see if they were worked. And one of them was the Binatone 5-star, which is a favourite radio of mine. And gave it a bit of a tune-up, and, you know, lo and behold, it was working really well. Well, Henry the 8th spotted that, and he sent me a message, did I want to sell it? I thought, well, I hadn't really thought of it, because I was going to do it up. You know, I was going to, because the top piece of the front dial plate was missing, well, the front plate was missing, the top aluminium bit. So it would have meant I'd have had to cut some aluminium, put a transfer on it, cut the transfer out, stick it. It was a lot of hassle to do it. So I thought, wow, you know, if I get a half decent price for it, I'll get a shot. So we came to an agreement, and I sorted out a microphone and a power lead and sent it off to Henry the 8th. But before I did that, I went right the way through the radio just to make 100% sure it was working. So I went through, I did the transmit alignment, I did the receive alignment again because I'd already done them, and I didn't gain anything out of it. It's exactly as it was when I did it first of all. I tested it on air. I gave a few shouts out, and sure enough, on channel 19, somebody came back to me, so all well and good. I tested it into my amateur radio kit, and the audio sounded great. Good job. Stuck it in the box, sent it off to Henry de 8th, and he got it, connected it all up, and lo and behold, it didn't work. He said it wasn't receiving. I thought it was receiving because I tested it. Anyway, he'd done a few more investigations, and the situation is it was transmitting and receiving fine, but not on all 40 channels, only on about 10 out of 40 channels, something like that. So there was a lot of channels missing. I thought, well, I can't understand that, because when you tune the radio up, you test it on channel 20, usually channel 1 and channel 40. Apparently those channels were working. So I tested it on those channels and it was working fine. So I thought, yeah, good job. But turns out it's not. And I have quickly powered it up just now, just to have a quick look. And I haven't gone through all the channels yet. He did say channel 19 wasn't working, which, you know, I couldn't understand that, because I did actually get someone to come back to me and give me a rig check on channel 19. Well, he didn't give me a rig check as such. He just said, yeah, Roger, because I shouted out 19 for Roger. He just shouted back, yeah, you're working. So I thought, good enough. So there you are. But I have checked it, and sure enough, channel 19 ain't working, which is very bizarre. Well, it is working, but it's actually channel 9. So we need to get on and have a look in a second. Resolder channel change code pins. Yeah. We'll get there, ZX, and welcome, mate. Afternoon, Rob Hall. Yeah, I think that's where I'm thinking, ZX. Anyway, Harvey, I'm thinking it's got to be either the channel changer or the PLL. I don't think it's the VCO, because the VCO must be in lock. Well, it was in lock. Generation, how are you? Good to see you as well, mate. I did say hello, Nick, didn't I? Yeah. Hopefully I did say hello to you, Nick. So I think it's either a channel change code issue or a PLL issue. And, you know, likely a dry joint, possibly. But it was working on channel 19 and now it isn't, which is a bit strange. So let's get you onto the bench, if I can zoom in. Where are we? Let's get you on the bench. I think I've chopped my head off there. So here's the radio. There she is, all connected up. I'll stick my test set on, actually. So I did say to Henry de 8th, or Mark, not to bother sending me the front panel, because he's managed to get himself another front panel for it, which is going to be great, because that'll sort it out. I've pinched the knob off of my Binatone 5-star. If you wonder what it should look like, Dusty, that's my Binatone 5-star there. So the problem with this one was it didn't have this top panel. So as I say, I could have probably cut that out of aluminium, but what a job to try and get all these holes cut out. I'd been better off getting it laser cut, I suppose, and then just putting a water slide transfer over it. But luckily, Marcus managed to get a new front panel complete for his. So as I say, I've just pinched the top off of mine. But they are really nice radio. In fact, probably one of, if not the best radio that came out for the 2781 frequencies. But this one, I've still got to sort this one, because I've got a dodgy volume knob on it. So I've got to put another volume pot in this one. But there you are, that's what it should look like. So I've got a couple little plugs you'll see. This one is I've got Cybernet RX on it, and I've got Cybernet TR. So basically these replace the microphone, because one of the things with Cybernet rigs, if you plug a microphone in, you get feedback from the microphone into your test set, so it makes horrible noises. And at this stage, we just want to see what's happening with it. We don't want to actually, we don't want to speak into it as such yet. We don't need audio. It's not working on the channels, so we can do that on the test set. So I need to rearrange some cameras a minute, and we need to get the camera on the test set, because that's going to tell us some things. And there's a couple other things I want to do. One I promised Steve Stevens I would do, and I haven't got round to it yet. And that was to go through the binary codes coming off of the switch, off of the channel change switch, because he's got a Amstrad 901 with a very similar problem, I think. So I'm hoping that if we go through this logically, then we should be able to find this fault. I must change my microphone, my lead here. It's not great. Oh, hello. So let's pop the power on, switch the rig on, channel 18. So as I say, normally we test everything on channel 20. So let me get you on that camera, and let's stick this main camera down on the test set. As I say, I usually get in the way of all this. Yeah, we don't need to look at sign out or anything like that. We're just looking at transmit, mainly transmit frequency. So let's just change that. Okay, so let's go. Can you see that, if that's picture in picture? I think you can. So I'm probably going to need 3 cameras for this. The problem is that every time I move anywhere near it, it blows that camera out. Yeah. We'll go through it logically though, Harvey, and see if we can come up with it by fault finding it. I reckon you're dead right, but let's see if I can get it a little bit closer. Can you see that? Let's just pop that out a little bit bigger. It's so small on my screen, I never know what it looks like on your screen, but when I look back at it on the telly, it always looks pretty big. Hey! Yeah, got my ears on there, rubber duck. There we go, that's a bit better. Okay. So at the moment, I've got this set at, have I got a pointer? I've got a pointer, yeah, that'll do there. So I've got the frequency set for receive on 27.79125, which is channel 20. And let's just pop the amplitude up to say 10 microvolts. So we should definitely be able to hear that. We need to put the little receive plug in. Hello. No, it's not. Okay, one of these switches is wrong. That's volume. Let's just turn that down again. So you can hear it's receiving. Channel 20. That's my lead is a bit dodgy. So if we change this to channel 19, oh, that's not going to let me do it now, is it, you monster? Because I need to be on there. So channel 19 is 2778125. So if we then go to channel 19 on the radio, absolutely nothing. So if I put the transmit plug in, if I can find it, this will put it into transmit and it should tell us where we are. Okay, so on channel 19 we're on 2768133. So I believe that's channel 9. Let me have a quick look. Thanks very much, Graham, by the way. Where is it? Here we go. I'm on low power, by the way, just so as I can keep it keyed up for a while. So this is the frequency table for this this chassis, really. In fact, I think it's for that PLL. And we'll see channel 9 there, look, 2768125. I think we're on that. Yeah, we are. So you should be able to see that. Channel 9, 2768125. And sure enough, we're on channel 9 instead of channel 19. Which is bizarre. So if I take it out of transmit, put it back in receive. So obviously we can't hear our tone. So if I go back to this one, enter. Oh, hang on. I've done that wrong, haven't I? Sure enough, it's receiving and transmitting on channel 9 for channel 19. So it's probably easier to stick it in transmit just to see what channels are wrong. But what am I trying to say here? Let me just catch up with chat a minute because I've got the wrong screen on here at the moment. Auto 9 switch. No, it's not the Auto 9 switch. What we want to do... Hi Brian, how are you? It is using binary. So we're going to check the binary codes in a minute because that should tell us whether we've got a problem with a channel change or the PLL. If the codes are coming out right to the channel from the channel changer, then there's issues. Hi Sheridan, how are you? So I'll get back to my screen. I can see what the hell we're doing then. Right. So I think the easiest thing to do is to stick it into transmit by using the transmit plug, and then we can flick through the channels and see which ones are right and wrong. So if I go back to the because I'm sure there will be a pattern here somewhere. If I go back to the channel chart, we'll have a look at these binary codes in a minute, because I did promise Steve that I would have a look at those and do a video on it for him, and this is a perfect perfect job for that. So we should have that in shot, so let's turn it on. So we can see that channel 19, let's write these down. Actually, let's start right at the bottom, channel 1. So channel 1 is 27601. Don't worry about the 25 on the bottom, which is right. Okay, that one's good. Channel 2, 611. Yeah, that's good. 3, 621. 4, 631. 5, 641. It'll teach me not to do this in the future, won't it? Channel 6, 27, 651. Channel 7, 27, 661. So far, so good. Channel 8, 27, 671. Just double check that. Yeah, we're still good. Channel 9. Channel 9's good because channel 9 seems to be everywhere, which could give us a clue. 681. Channel 10. Hello. Now we got an issue. Channel 10 is 27991. Should be 27691. So that's way out. So let's say channel 11. Channel 11 is 27601. 27601. So that's actually channel 1. So channel 11 is channel 1. Okay, channel 12. Channel 12 is also, hang on, channel 11, 601, okay. Channel 12 is actually channel 2 then. 27611. 13, unlucky for some. 27621. No, that's 100 out. Is it 100 kilohertz? Yeah, so that one's still out. 14. That's the same as channel 4. 15. I don't know. 27. 641. No, it's still 100 out. 16. 27, 651. So that's actually channel 6 on channel 16. 17, 27, 661. So that's channel 7. Channel 18, 27, 671. So that's the same as channel 8. Channel 19 we know is channel 9. 27, 681. And channel 20 is correct. That's correct. 27, 791. So on channel 20, we've jumped back into sync, so to speak. So 21, 801. Yeah, that's good. I don't really want to do this for every radio I sell, but it might be worth that. And then 27,811 for 22. Is that right? Yeah, that's fine. 23,821. Good. 24,831. 841. 851. 861, that's correct. Oh, you got loads of channels, Henry. What's the matter with you? There's plenty of work in here. Henry did well to sort of suss this out, really. So 29 works. 881, that's correct. Double check that on my chart, yeah. Channel 30, 791. Oh, hello. Hello, that's gone wrong. 27, 791. That's back to channel 19. $31, 27,801. Well, that's actually channel 21. 32, 27,811. That's actually channel 22. Let me just make sure I'm on the right screen here. Otherwise I'm ratting on for ages and you haven't got a clue what I'm going on about. So that's wrong. 33. 27,821. So that's channel 23. So we've lost, it's gone back 10 channels. 10 channels. 34. 27,831. It's channel 24. 35. 841. 36, 851, so still wrong. 37, 861, no, that's channel 27. 38, 85, oh hello. Hang on, channel. Yeah, that's still wrong. 27, 871. That's channel 28. And 39. 881. And then channel 40 is bang on. 27,991. That's okay. So let me just have a look, see where we go wrong. So up to channel 9 was good. Channel 10 was wrong, then it went mental from there, didn't it? Channel 20, that was right. Let's turn it off for a minute, then I let it cool down. Let's go back to the bench. So you can see that there's quite a few channels that are wrong. Hi Andy, how are you? Let's catch up on the chat a minute. Loads going on here. I thought they were BCD codes. Yes, you're right there, Henry. Channel 10 was channel 40. That's right, you're right. So, I think it is, but we'll get there. We'll get there. So, we've obviously got a problem, something to do with the PLL. So the next thing, well, the first thing really to check is the, but saying that, it is in lock, isn't it? We're not, I mean, it could be out of lock. We ought to check to see if it's in lock, didn't we, really? So let's just get rid of that a minute. So we need to just check to see that VCO's in lock a minute. I think that's sensible to do. I'm sure some of you have sussed what it is already, those that know what they're up to. Someone's mentioned D5. I'm sure it's D5. How do you guys know this stuff? Or is it just by looking at the code chart? Okay, let's get myself back to fitting on the page. Right, so we should hopefully be just on this. Yeah, okay. So what we're on about is these codes here, but we'll check these in a minute just to prove if it's right or wrong. But what I want to just check quickly is that the VCO voltages are correct, and I'm pretty sure. In fact, I haven't looked back on that other video, but I'm pretty sure I did do those. Let's just find the alignment info. Here we go. PLL. So we can just tweak the frequency because it was slightly off. Let's go channel 20. Yeah, it's very slightly off. I'm just going to quickly tweak that in. Just get you onto here a minute. I'm just going to quickly tweak that in, which is, let me just make sure I get the right one, that one there. Actually, we can get the overhead camera in here as well. Then I'm not just randomly tweaking stuff and you haven't got a clue what's going on. Let's get to the overhead cam. So where am I? I'm over back a bit. There he is. So here's our crystal, and that's our little trimmer down there. If we picture in picture to the, so we've got 3233, which is well within spec, to be fair, but we'll just tweak it back on. I bet your life have gone the wrong way, yeah. There you go. 7.125. Good enough. So that's that done. So I'm trying to think my thought process now. VCO next. So let me Just zoom in on this VCO adjustment bit. Check this first. I mean, it's, you know, I think we've got a channel change or PLL issue, one of the two. I think it's channel change, but so if I go screen cap, I'll stick the info up in the corner. Look, can you see that? Hopefully you can see that. Yeah, I think so. So it's saying set the unit to receive mode. So I'll put my little receive plug back in. Actually, let's go webcam. So I put my little receive plug back in. So it says connect a tester between test point 1 and ground. Test point 1 is the back end of that resistor in C7, I believe. So let me just make sure that I'm on the right place. Just get my camera position right. Oh, that's better. I'm in the right place now. It's amazing when you know what you're up to. Okay. Let's cube that in. So the test point is down here, just on this this resistor, and this is the one we've got to adjust. Turn it on, and I believe it's got to be on channel 20. Let me just double check my... Oh, channel 40, okay. Channel 40 in receive. So it's got to be 4 volts plus or minus 0.1. So just hang that in a ground. So I believe it's there. Okay, maybe not. Is it there? Ah, there we are. No, that can't be right. That's just something very strange going on. It's not that diode there, is it? No. Ah, I'm sure it's there. Our voltage seems to be dropping for some reason. Let's have a quick listen. 27.99125. Okay, it's definitely there. Okay, I need to find test point 1. I believe test point 1 is that resistor, but why have I got no voltage on it? Just check my chat. Hi Rakan, how are you? Learning binary paid off. It won't transmit if it's out of lock detector pin. I did do binary in school, but it was something that never interested me. I hated maths, absolutely hated maths. Oh, I see. That's, yeah. That's why they've got the clips on. Thanks for that. Let's just fix that. Floating chassis. Let's try that again. I'll tell you what, I haven't charged this blimmin' multimeter either. Okay. Let's get the backup multimeter out. Multimeter number 2. Hello, multimeter number 2. We certainly don't want it on that. We want it on DC volts, 20 volt scale. Right, let's try that again. Pretty sure it's there. No, maybe there. Yeah, there it is. 3.96. It is in, but it could do with a little tweak. So let's get my twiddler sticks a minute. In fact, I'll clamp onto there because it's a damn sight easier. Right, let's get me twiddlers. Put the correct tool in the hole. So it's a little one, which is that one there. So let's just tweak that one. Oh, I tell you, so these are the. It's got phosphor bronze tips on it. I think that's good enough, don't you? That's within 0.1. Okay. So next, we've just got to check it in transmit. Yeah, I know. It's drifted a little bit, Henry, but you know, it's been rattled about. So let's just double check. I'm just doing all the steps that we ought to do, really. So set to transmit mode. Adjust CT1 for 4 volts. So I'm going to get my little transmit plug and push in. Turn it back on again. We've got 4.1. So we'll tweak that back a little bit. So that's this one. Cool, that's finicky, isn't it? Come on. Come on. There we go. So that's good. It was in lock. We knew it was in lock anyway, but it's always worth checking that if you've got an issue. So the place we've got to go next is the place that no one wants to go, but we're going to go there. The binary codes. No, not the binary. Okay, so you can do this in receive, don't need to be in transmit to sort the binary codes out. Let's just put our plug in. I'm going to flip the radio over and see if I can get you picture in picture on the back end of the PLL. Now I have dug out another PLL in case it turns out to be a PLL issue, but I think it's going to be something to do with the channel change. So let me see where I am. Let me just get this camera sorted out a minute. Okay, I'm too close. So this is the back end of our PLO chip. So make sure I'm in focus there. Does it help not having that light on? Yeah, that's a bit better. So what I've gone ahead and marked this. So that's pin 1, just there. And that's pin 6, just there. So that's our 6 code pins. So when we change the channel selector, it moves the switches inside to put different codes on these. And the binary code is just a high or low voltage. So high voltage being a 1 and low voltage being a 0. So let me have a look. How am I going to do this? I can get... Let's go with picture in picture in 3. Will that fit? Yeah, there we go. No, wrong one. We want that one in number 3. There we go. So hopefully you can see the meter. So let's clip on. I wonder if it's better for you to see the binary codes on the service manual. I think we should be okay to go on the chassis for this. Let's just double check. See if this measures the voltages. So if we go with channel 1 to start with, channel 1 should be high voltage there. Yes, my ground isn't great. I need to have a ground on the board really. Board ground. Is that ground there? Looks like it. Yeah, okay. So basically that's a high. I'm on channel 1 at the moment. And that's a low. don't know if I can get this display a bit bigger. It looks small in my screen, but it might be fine. But I'll zoom it in anyway. Well, a bit better. No, it's not any better. Well, yes, it is. We can still see the pins. Okay, so that's channel 1. If I come back to, and you'll have to bear with me, those of you that know what all this means, because there's a lot that don't. So let's say it's a long time since I've done this. The last time I did it was that Yaesu FRG 7700. Okay. Let me just sort this. Let me just sort the cameras out a minute. Let's get rid of number 3. That should be better. Yeah, there we go. So channel 1, pin 1 should be a 1, which is a high, and pin 2 to 6 should be all low if channel 1's right. And we know channel 1's right anyway. We know channel 1 to 9 are correct. We know channel 10 is wrong. And a lot else besides that. So let's have you all got this to memory? So we're looking for 100,000, aren't we? 100,000 on channel 1. So if I just show you what we're doing on that. And no, if I put 3 on, that's going to block it right out, I think. I can't get you the picture and that on the board all at the same time, unfortunately. So pin 1, this is channel 1, should be a high, which it is. Let's get my hand out of the way. So pin 2 should be low, that's a 0, 3, 0, sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So that's fine. That's all zeros. That's great. So if we go to channel 10 now, which we know is wrong, channel 10, which we know is wrong. So our code for channel 10 if we can find where I am. Channel 10 should be 4 zeros, a 1 and a 0. So it should be 4 zeros. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the next one should be a high, but it's not, it's a 0. And then the next one should be 0. So that pin there, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, D5, as we quite rightly said, is is low where it should be high. So let's try another channel that's wrong. Channel 19. Let's go to channel 19. So on channel 19, do my best, I do. So channel 19, let me just quickly get you on here a minute. The problem I need another button. I need to sort myself out another button. So if you look here, channel 19 should be high, low, low, high, high, low. So if I just write that down, channel 19 should be 100110. Okay. So you see where I'm getting this from, and this is in the frequency table. I think this would apply to any radio using the 7137. Is that correct? Correct me if I'm wrong, and I may well be. So let's go back to the overhead camera. And let's pop that one up in the corner again. I need to take the zoom out of that, really. That's made no difference. Oh, it did actually make a difference. Forget that. I'll put it back to what it was. It was a bit bigger, wasn't it? Okay. So let's do this. So we should have on channel 19 100110. So we should have a high on there, which we have. A 0. We should have another 0. Then we should have a 1. Yeah, which we have, high. And this next one should be high. And it's low. So that's that same pin. And then the last one should be a 0 low. Okay, so it's the same pin. It's the same pin. So let's have a look where that pin goes on the board. So let's zoom out a fraction. Actually, so we can see down here, where am I? Am I coming back? Am I coming down that way? So this appears to be this is D5 that's causing us the problem. So that comes down to there. So if we got it there, we've still got 0 volts there. Let's come down to the pin itself. Ah! We've got our voltage at the pin. Let's go back here. So let's go back. I'm probing that now. We've still got 0 volts. So let me just touch that pin there. Ah! Sure enough, we've got a dry joint there. That is a dry joint. What a pain in the backside. I don't think I can get you in any closer. Let me just see if I can. See if I can get you in a bit closer. Let's take, yeah, you can see it there. Let me just take that other camera out of the way a minute. Oh yes. Crackety crack crack. There's our problem. Pi 6. Yep, and the 36. Low power? What's low power, ZX? I'm on receive. I'm on receive. So that yeah, you can see it moving there, look. Okay. Time to crack the soldering iron out. Let's get rid of, there's a load of dust on that as well. Let's give it a bit of a clean up with some isopropyl a minute as well. When you were TXing and the VCO, all right, okay. You've been bin watching Do My Best, have you? I'm getting confused now because your logo is very similar to ZX there. So I'm just going to quickly give that a go over with the isopropyl. I think it might be best actually to do all of these pins while we're at it, because obviously it's had a whack. It'd be interesting to see if this resolves the issue. Well, nice and clean now, so I think what we'll do is we'll pop a bit of flux on all of these. Just a little bit of flux. I don't really want it to go into the switch itself. I think what I might do on that particular one is suck the old solder off of it actually. Just get that multimeter out of the way a minute. Let's get a bit of space going on here. Let's get my drink out of the way. Do the pins move when you change channels? No. They don't appear to. They don't appear to, Harvey. But that one's definitely moving there. Yeah, that's definitely a dry joint. Oh, it's broken. It's a broken joint. So I'm going to, as I say, suck the solder off of that one. I've gone and tidied my soldering iron up today, and I've probably not done myself any favours. So let's take the solder off of that one. In fact, I'll take it off of all of them, I think. Some of them are out of shot. Let's just zoom back out a minute. You can see all of them then. Sure, it's boring just looking at one joint. I've turned the rig off, by the way. I've had the ribbon cables go before, but not the actual wave change switch connections. So let me get my goggles on. Let's turn this down a bit because I've been doing some phono connectors. So a little bit of fresh solder. Flux even. Solder, where's the goat? Where's the goat? I think my goat's batteries are gone. There he is. Right. Let's go in and get these done. I'll tell you what, they soak up a fair bit of heat. There we go. Clean up. Doesn't look very clean, does it? I don't think that's mine. That's courtesy of Mr. Binatone there. That ain't coming off. Nope. There we go. Right. Let's check these voltages again. Hopefully we've got our channel back, our channels. Right, power on. Channel 19 again. So this is the one that should be high, low, low, high, high, low. So high, yeah, low, low, high. Now this is the one that was low before. This should now be high. Yes! There he is, look. And low. That's perfect. So let's check another one that was wrong. So channel 34. That was wrong. Let's try 34. So the code on 34, let me just get that. I can't remember it. I'm sure you lot can. Hey, Rob! Thank you, mate, and welcome. Paddy, hi Paddy. Ah, that's better. Do my best. Arena Engineering, how are you doing? Non-working encoding bits. So let's try channel 34, which should be 0, 0, low, low, high, low, high, high. So it should be low, low, high, yeah, low, high, high. Yes, okay, we are good. Right, let's get sorted here. Let's get sorted. Let's get it back on the test set. We are good to go. So on receive, it appears to be receiving okay. So hopefully hopefully, fingers crossed, so channel 34, if we take the receive out, plug the transmit back in, channel 34 should be 7831, eh? Hang on, sorry, 7. I'm looking at the wrong chart. I'm looking at my wrong sheet here. Oh dear. It's been a hard day. It should be 791, sorry, 2793125. 93125, absolutely bang on. So channel 19, which we know, let's just turn that off again. Channel 19. $78125. We are transmitting on the right channel and receiving. Hallelujah. Right. Let's just stick a microphone in. Get that solder off the board. Thank you very much. Whew. It's a relief. So we've got Arena Engineer popped in, Paddy's popped in, and Rob Cross has popped in. Anybody else I've missed since I've had my head in this radio? I think we're there. I reckon. I think we're there. So you lot that are in the know sussed that D5 was the issue. Let's pop a microphone in. And this is actually my communicator mic that I've refurbished. So I've put a new lead on this, but that's another video. So it's got a brand new lead on this now, but this is just to test it with. Let's pop it back on. Low power. I'm trying to think which one's high power now. I think it's that one. No. Is it that one? No. That one. Yeah, that's it. Okay. So we're doing probably a little bit over what we should be. So we're doing 4.4 watts. So let's check. That's correct, isn't it? 78125. Channel 20. 79125. 4.3 watts. Let's see what we're doing on channel 40. 4.2. Channel 1. 4.4. So a little bit off center. Let's say the radio is pretty warm now. So, I believe we are good. Yeah, wallow. So let's check it back on channel 20. 27 at 79125. There he is. Deviation. Can you see deviation? You can. Yes, you can. Whoa! 2.4. 2.45. So he's absolutely bang on. That is job done. Finished. I'll tell you what. That is a relief. That's a relief. Let's turn that off a minute. Wow. Because the next thing is to try it on air. So I've got to get the lead across. Let's just check up on the chat. So Henry's saying she lifts. She got her marbles back. It's a lovely rig, to be fair. These are cracking. You're not having my knob though, Henry. So I'll get that one wrapped up, mate. We'll sort the postage out between us, and I'll get that sent back to you. No problem. On the side, used to own a CB years ago. Had a Thunder Pole Mark II. Those Thunder Poles, they were really, really popular back in the day. Because they weren't as obtrusive. I don't suppose they were as long as the Antron 99s, etc. They were a bit shorter, weren't they? They had the ground plane legs on them. So there you are. That's the that's what they call the truth chart. And if you've got a PLL issue, it is a good idea to draw out your truth chart. Now I did it with just my cheapy multimeter, because my other ones knackered. Batteries are gone on it. But you can use a logic probe. I've got one up here somewhere. Where's my logic probe? I don't know. A logic probe's a bit easier because you don't have to worry about voltages. You're just looking for high lows, really. And that was my little chart that I drew up. And that was the binary code for channel 19 off of the channel selector. So there you go, Henry, Mark. Sorted. Got two knobs. No, that's fine. That's the one off of my set down here. So as long as I put it back on, look, I won't forget to that it goes to mine. But yeah, the only problem I got with this one, Mark, is the volume squelch. I don't know if you can see that, but it moves in and out, and it makes and breaks the contact. So I need another volume squelch pot on that one. But I don't think I'll keep hold of that one because I've got too many Cybernet radios. How many do you need? I've got a Rotel 240. I've got two 863s, York 863s. I've got a Harrier CBX. I've got a Harvard 420M. So I've got loads of them. You have a spare volume. Well, if you don't mind, Henry, and you don't want it, then by all means, I'd love the actual original one for it. See, what I should have done is I should have whipped it out of this one, shouldn't I? Being that this was allegedly going to be my spare set, but yeah, it's got a different volume and squelch. Sorry, volume to the spares one I've got. So. Oh, we need to check it on air, don't we, in a minute? We'll do that in a second. Thanks, do my best. It's good to actually find a fault, isn't it? Rather than, I mean, I thought it was a PLO, to be honest. I thought that there was a problem with a PLO, but you've got to check the codes really coming out of the channel switch before you start changing the PLO. And I did pull one out of another radio here. That's the PLO chip. You probably can't see that. But, it's an LC7137. Yeah, so I shall wang a link to this video over to Steve later, and he can check his Amstrad. So as I say, this program code chart is just out of the Rotel. This is the Rotel 240 service manual. It's available online if you just search Rotel 240. And there's a big write-up here of how all the dividers and that sort of thing work on this. I mean, it's a bit beyond me, to be honest, but basically that frequency table with the binary chart, what they call a truth chart, is in there. And I've looked through quite a few service manuals, and there's very few have actually got that chart in there. And would I be right in saying that this chart is the same for all of the 7137 PLLs? I've got the PLL handbook here somewhere, but I can't lay my hands on it for a minute. PLL's phase lock loop. And PLL faults can be a pain in the backside. So yeah, there you go. Amstrad overheating RFPA. Isn't that the one where they pull the resistor out of it, Harvey, I think, isn't it, to make it do more power, and that messes the rig up. Yes, yeah. I mean, I pulled that out of a Harvard Good Buddy, which I've got as a spare set, which I think I can't remember who it was wanted that now. It was Nathan. Nathan was after that one. Yeah, I pulled its PLL chip out because these are hard to get now. LC7137s. I've got a few, but they are hard to get hold of, and even harder, which I can't get at all, is the ones for the Uniden rigs. The 9119. You've been watching on the TV, Benji. Hello, mate. Had some PC issues. So there you go. As I say, you can have that one on me, Henry. £9.50? Christ. I think they were available from Little Diode, Marvin, weren't they? They were quite expensive. I think China are advertising them, but you just never know what you're going to get from China, really. The RFPA is touchy. The Planet 2000 can be just as bad, so if the PA works, don't mess with it. PC says you haven't got a key. Theo, how you doing? I didn't see you pop up, Theo. Apologies, mate. Yeah, it was a really bad dry joint. I mean, I suppose all CBs suffer from dry joints, but what I'll have to do, I'll just quickly go over that with my magnifier before I send it back, because you bet your life if I send it back, something else will rattle loose, won't it? Yeah, Doug is saying beware of fake PLO chips. Lots of them out there. You just ordered one for yourself this week, Marvin, did you? What are you working on then, Marvin? You got a CB on the bench at the moment? Let me just get my antenna out a minute. This is really, really windy and wet here at the moment. We're supposed to be expecting some very strong winds tonight, so hopefully I still have an aerial in the morning. Famous last words, isn't it, really? So let me get this back down on the bench. I can pinch my other radio. Radio? I can pinch my other camera back then. It doesn't disconnect itself. So I'm zoomed right in now, and I don't want to see my massive great head in the screen. No, that's better. I think I did have that zoomed in, but there you go. I'll go back up in the corner. So let's see if we can get a rig check. And I've got this is the bare 4 watts out of the back of it. I'm gonna want to pinch that knob back now, and I should be able to turn it with my fingers. Let's pop the extension speaker in if I can find the end of it. If all else fails, we can always give Mrs. Cruncher a shout, can't we? Get the crazy woman on. Okay. Am I plugged into the extension speaker? Yes, I am. Have I got the right speaker plugged in? Yes. Why can I hear nothing then? Why can I hear nothing? What's going on here? That is my aerial. I got the wrong speaker plugged in. That shouldn't be. There we are. Of course, this rig's got internal, external speaker thing, isn't it? Right, let's turn it back up the other way. Let's find something to prop it up on. Dom, how you doing? Putting a speaker. No, it doesn't need a speaker, mate. It's got an internal, external speaker button there. Right. Cool. A 19 for Roger. Anybody let me know if I'm getting out, please? One 9 for a Roger. Anybody out there? Hello, hello. Let's turn the squelch. Squelch is very nice on this. 19 for a Roger. Anybody let me know if I'm getting out, please? One 9 for Roger. Anyone by the side of this one, let me know if I'm getting out. Nobody there. $19 for Roger. Anybody let me know if I'm working, please. Well, we're gonna have to go and arm Mrs. Cruncher up, aren't we? We're gonna have to go and arm Mrs. Cruncher with a radio. Let me see if I can find one here. Is that it there? Okay. Right. Okay. 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 4 3 2 1. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, it's working. Hello, 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 hello. Right. Let's go and arm Mrs. Cruncher with that a minute. I'm sure she won't mind. She probably will. She'll give me some stick, I swear. That's nothing new. Where's she gone? Where's Mummy? I could just hear Gary shouting to me. Where's... Can you give me a quick shout, Mrs. Cruncher? I've been good. Been a good boy.
No, you haven't.
I'm always a good boy.
No, you're not. You haven't put my blind up yet.
I know I haven't. I'm busy. I'm busy. I'm live streaming. I'm live. Mrs. Cruncher's gonna give us a shout. I did hear Gary call in there, so obviously receive's working. Try it again, Gary. I'm just coming back, mate. Try it again, Gary.
Can't hear diddly squat this end.
That's because I haven't said nothing. Lone Wolf, can you hear me? Can you hear me? No, he can't hear me down there. Mrs. Cruncher, can you hear me?
I can now switch the volume up.
Oh, now you've switched your volume up, you can hear me.
I can hear you loud and clear.
Shall we try another channel? Can you work out how to get the channels working? Because we weren't working on some of the channels earlier. Can we try, say, channel 14?
I can hear very faint voices, but whether it's you or not, I'm not 100% sure.
It is me, Gary, but we're just going to channel 14, 1-4. Mrs. Cruncher, are you there?
Yeah, I'm on channel 14.
Excellent. Well, that wasn't working before, but it is now. Let's try another one. Let's try channel 35, which wasn't working. 3-5. Is there anybody out there?
Okay, channel 35.
35, come in 35.
5, your number is up.
You're sounding very posh now.
35, your number is up.
My number's up, is it? Oh, God. Is that because I didn't put the blind up yet?
Exactly.
I put a blind up yesterday.
No, the main blind isn't up.
The main blind, it's a blind day this week, is it?
Well, you know, you've got to do something else apart from radios.
But I've got to fix radios.
Not 24/7, you haven't.
Let me just play with the tone. Say some more things.
Like what? I'm going to do, I'm just about to do the pizza dough for tea.
Pizza dough for tea. That means I've got to shift my backside and get myself sorted, am I?
No, I won't even
start it till 6, and then it takes an hour and a half to prove, so you're fine.
I'm good to go. Thank you very much for the rig check, Mrs. Cruncher.
Very welcome. Please do not call again.
No problem. I'll try not to.
How do I switch it off?
Turn the volume 1 till it clicks, anti-clockwise.
Okay.
Bye-bye. There you go. It works. It works. I'll look at the wrong camera. I think we're good to go, Henry. Mark. Good to go. Right. Well, that's a relief. I was a bit concerned that we might have to chuck a PLL in that, and that would have been a bit of a costly exercise. But there we are. So there you are, Mark. All done and ready to come back at you. Throw it at the wall. I'll tell you what. I haven't got the power to reach you, Gary. You know what I mean. I haven't got the RF output available to reach you, mate. And you were coming in at S9 there, Gary. Cracking in. How do I turn you off? A pillow. Please don't call again. She always says that. Roger's never there, is he? I'm sure Roger would be there if I chucked some power on the end of it, but that defeats the object, doesn't it, really? Thanks, Daniel. Yeah, cheers for the shout, Gary. Anyway, because at least we could hear that it was receiving you, and you are a fair way away from me. I think we got some hills between us as well, haven't we? I don't know how many miles away you are, Gary. We have checked this before, haven't we? We checked it on Google Maps. Let's check it on Google Maps. But yes. A few. A few. You got a few watts on the back end of it. I did. I downloaded this the other day from the old Citizens Band magazine, 1984, and it talks about modifications from the ceramic filters to crystal filters and the differences it makes. I mean, it's not really that necessary these days because there was not so many people on the bands, but there was lots of issues back in the day when you had everybody, you know, loads and loads of stations all on the 40 channels and people bleeding over each other, and you could hear the guy on the next channel up and all the rest of it. And a lot of the problems with these ceramic filters, they weren't very good. And the mod back in the day was to stick a crystal filter in place of it. Now, I'd never done any of these, but I have got some filters in here to have an experiment with at some stage. And they do list a few radios that they've done this for. Grandstand, the Fidelity 2001. There's some more information. I think it does even Cybernet 134. Okay. So good, you might wonder why bother fit a crystal filter anyway. So basically, they're just saying that Cybernet was really good, but it was just able to make a good rig even better. So that's saying locate and remove CF1, locate and remove R 34, replace it with a 33k resistor. So that's pretty straightforward. It does say about cutting the PC track, joining the filter to T9. It does improve sensitivity as well. So yeah, that was an interesting read, and this all these articles are available on the internet, so you can actually download complete copies of these old CB radio magazines, and it's hell of an interesting. I also pulled this out as well. Let me just see if I can get this on camera a bit better for you. So you can see there's a West Country gentleman there, look. There's a West Country gentleman there, look. That's good stuff, isn't it? What's the caption at the bottom? Round these parts, squire, squelch range is how far cow dung comes up your wellies. Excellent. Look at that. Classic. Oh dear. You sent me a link, Dom, have you? Test that mod on yours. I don't know if my crystals are actually the right ones, and I don't know if I can lay my hands on them for a minute. But you basically got to get a 3-leg crystal. I should be able to get hold of them. That's good, isn't it? Squelches. How far cow dung comes up your wellies. Anyway, this is not out of a CB magazine. This is out of, I think it's Radio and Electronics World, R&W, but it's a review on 12 CB radios back in the day, and it makes interesting reading. And if you come down to the bottom here, I'm not sure how well you'll see this. Let me see if I can zoom this in a bit further. It's okay, yeah, you should be able to see that. It's just slightly darker. So basically they've tested 12 rigs from back in this is sort of, I think it's early 80s, it's 1982, this magazine. So this guy's basically gone in and picked up all of these radios, and he's just tested them using his own test setup, which is very similar to what I've got here, really. And it's very interesting that some of the SINAD figures that he's achieved for 12 dB SINAD, and he's actually used a SINADer 3. I don't know, you can't quite. You can just about see it up there. So he's used a SINADer 3 for the SINAD readings, just straight across the speaker leads with the speaker still connected. So whether that makes a difference, but the interesting one is this one down the bottom. Look, an Oscar. SMC Oscar. Now that has literally come out on top for everything. It's the most sensitive radio in there at 0.09 microvolts for 12 dB SINAD. That's phenomenal. You know, usually the best you can achieve these days tends to be around about 0.2 something, 0.3. On this particular rig here, the Binatone 5-star was doing 0.33 for 12 dB SINAD, which is pretty good. The only Cybernet rig they've got in here is a Harvard 420M, and they reckon that they achieved 0.14. Certainly, I can't achieve anything like that on the ones that I've had here. Selectivity and intermodulation. Now, selectivity, I believe, is sort of like adjacent channel rejection. So the higher the figure, the better. So you can see on both of these, the higher the figure, the better. On this one, the lower the figure, the better. So the worst performing rig on sensitivity, according to that, was the Harvard 410T. 0.45 microvolts, which still ain't that bad, to be honest. Had no selectivity for some reason, so whether it couldn't be tested. And I think that the key figures to look for are anything over 50 on both of these two. And if you download this magazine, I'll show you where to do it in a minute. Anything over 50 is good, and the higher the better. And if you look, this Oscar has got a score of 74 on selectivity and 70 on intermodulation. So it's come out top on all three. So really, that will be an interesting rig to get in. So if anyone's got one of those knocking about that they fancy sending me to have a look at, then I'd be interested to stick one of those on the test set, really. Afternoon, Harvey, how are you? Hi, Jax and John Turner. I've got to put that blind up. I know, I'll be in trouble. Well, I might have to do it in the morning. Dom sent me a link. Let me just check Dom's link. And then I'll show you where you can download this. Really interesting to read. Really interesting. Well, I think it is anyway. Let me just check Dom's file he sent me. Dom messaged me. A topographic map. Is that with all the hills and everything? Okay. That's interesting, Dom. Let's have a quick look at that. So Dom has sent me a topographic map. So that gives us basically hills, etc. in between. Are you with me on this? Let me just double check that I'm on it. Yeah, okay. I'll come over this way a bit so as I don't block you out with my ugly mug. So let me think. God, it's difficult to see that. Trying to see where I am. So I'm down here. I'm about here. Gary is a fair way away, actually. Gary's up here. So let's just get it about there, so you can just about see. So this is where Gary is, up here, and I'm down here. So yeah, we have got a bit of ground between us. If we zoom in where I am, I've got hills here facing in Gary's direction. Come up a bit further. It's not too bad around Binatone, following the river up through. And we've got this great lump here as well, Gary, that's in the way. What is that then? Where's that to? Yeah, so we have got some hills in between us. That's where Gary is, up here. So we've got that great lump there. So yeah, we have got some hills between us, Gary. So you've done pretty good to get across here on 27 megs, really. Anyway. So let's I'll stick you back on this on the overhead camera for a minute, and I'll just see if I can find the where you can download these magazines. Let's go in a bit closer. You can have a quick read while I'm trying to find that. So this is from 1982. Don't forget. I do like that little cartoon. Oh dear. Need some shoes and a Yagi to make that trip up to Gary. Yeah. It's definitely not as high as you lot up there, Derek. Hope your radio's working okay still, mate. Derek's radio's well sorted. I think he's pleased with that. In fact, I know he's pleased with that. Let's see if I can find this link for you then, so you can download or browse through some old CB magazines. Let's see if I can find it. History. It's World of something or other. I can't remember what it was now. I was only looking at this the other day. It's probably Monday, or I think it was Monday. Ah, here we are, World Radio History. Okay, here we go. These are great. I mean, I love reading through all these old CB mags, and Spanky sent me some Amiga magazines as well, which I've been having a look through. I don't know, I just like all that sort of old stuff. So this is worldradiohistory.com, and this is 1982 CB World magazine. I think there was a couple. There was CB World, and I think there was Citizens Band. I think was the couple in the UK. Let's get me chat up on the side as well. On the side. Good stuff, Derek. Okay, let's have a look through this then. So I say this is from 1982. It was 1981 where it became legal. JWR alert. Some lovely old adverts in here. Dave, you found that one as well. Send £1 for their CB accessory catalogue. I always used to remember you used to have to send postal orders for a lot of this stuff. They always had the pictures of the women, didn't they, with microphones, usually dressed in bikinis or something. I don't know where the thought was on that, but you know, Shogun. That was a nice radio. I've got one of these, but just a scrap chassis, really. It's got no knobs on it. It's not working, but apparently it's one of the better radios, and certainly in that test, it came out very good. CB Patrols. 10 code. Oh dear. So we can get a bit bigger on screen for you. There we go. P-Reg Polo alert. Digital multimeter. Keithley. LCL. Oh no, not good. Super tuned. Now I think I've got one of these super tuned radios up in the loft somewhere. I must dig this out because according to Richard of UK CB Radio Servicing, they are pretty good. So I mean, as it stood on its own, it was a pretty horrible radio. DNT used to stand for Do Not Touch because they were pretty bad. Basically, this company, I believe, was a PMR company. So they stuck a crystal filter circuit in it and a special bipolar JFET transistor to minimize blocking. What on earth is blocking? Exceptional sensitivity, clarity, and long distance range, just by doing this modification. But apparently, it did work rather well. So it's Radio Technic. So I've heard Richard talk about it a few times. So it's good to find the actual advert for it. Apologies, I haven't got the chat up at the moment. Ham International alert. Oh, bit naughty. Bit naughty back then. Again, lovely radio. Look at this 2781 sticker in the centre. Having a laugh. It's got upper sideband, lower sideband, AM, FM. And there's a CB 2781 sticker on the front. 224 quid, look, back in 1982. That was expensive. Marine VHF telephony. High voltage kills. Is this Falcon? Never heard of it. Wimbledon tennis on radio. NICADs. Oh, there were some good articles back in the earlier days. In the later days, the CB magazines start getting really rubbish. Cobra 21 FM, 21X FM. I've got Cobra AM radios here, but no FM ones. So they've done a lab test on it, which is really good. What do they give this for? Receiver less than 1 microvolt for 20 dB signal plus noise divided by noise. I don't think that's the same as Synad though, is it? Signal plus noise divided by noise. Because Synad is signal, noise and distortion. So really some of these figures you can't really go on. Image rejection, adjacent channel rejection. So 60 dB is pretty good. It was supposed to be 50 was a figure to aim for, so that's better. Yeah, good. Portable TVs and radios. God. Two-way radios versus the hooligans. Valor. Half-breed. I remember the half-breed. Dial-a-match. The Dial-a-match was the very first aerial I ever had. I think it was branded for Halfords though at the time. Football, something about football. It's Kevin Keegan there, isn't it? I see Kevin Keegan there. Yeah, there you go. Kevin Keegan. My God. Yeah, Kevin Keegan against Switzerland. Hell. Midland 4001. Anyway, I'm getting handles. Look. Anybody recognise any handles here? I think this is a national register. Obviously, they're on M's. So a few around Bristol, Postman Pat, President. You did tend to find that a lot of people, a lot of handles were copied in different areas. They've missed the S's out for some reason. Unless they're down here. Oh, there we go. And they didn't mind there. Let's Squeaker. Squeaker was my handle back in the day. I'm sure that's brought back some memories. I don't know if anybody's in any of these places. A Plymouth one there, like White Owl, whoever that was in Plymouth. Penistone. I think that's where Chris All the Gear No Idea lives, isn't it? Soul Shaker. Was that All the Gear No Idea back in the day? Was he Soul Shaker? Did he write into the magazine to register his call sign? Electronic games. Let's get the chat back up again a minute, because I'm dipping out on what you guys are saying here. I might be boring the hell out of you. Claudio, how you doing, mate? Good memories. They were great times. Great times. You still got a Midland 4001, Harvey, have you? High Gain 5. That was a nice rig. High Gain 5. Turner expander. Very nice. It's no good stuck in the box, Harvey, is it? You got to get the stuff out. So let's if I just take that out. Hit that. Ah, didn't like that, did it? Here we go. World Radio History. So this is the site you need to go on. It's worldradiohistory.com. If I copy that, I'll stick it in the chat. So if you go to that and you scroll down specific page, if you scroll down here, you'll get to see. If you click on Citizens Band Collection here, that'll get you into all the CB radio productions and catalogues. They've got S9 magazine, which I think was American. Let's click on my birth year, like November 1964. Christ, that magazine's been out for a while. It's taken a while to load up because obviously I'm connected to the internet to do the live stream, and so that I'm taking a hell of a lot of bandwidth to live stream. Yeah, Citizens Band Journal, 50 cents. So I'm taking it that this is American. Yeah, yeah, it is. That's old stuff. That's before my time. So let's scroll down. So CB Citizens Band. This is the magazine I used to get, I think. So let's click on one of these. Let's go August 84. Let's have a look at August 84 Citizens Band magazine. I'm sure all of you that have that are into CB, you'll recognise that that logo. Audio line 341, very nice. I've done a review on it in this one. That's a good find then, wasn't it? This is probably 50-50 my favourite radio. That and the Harrier CBX or the Binatone 5-star. But yeah, audio line. I've got one of these that's virtually brand new, still in the box. That's what I used to use mobile all the time. It was a really, really good rig. Thunder pole. Who was talking about a thunder pole just now? Oh no, it was one thunder pole. Was it thunder pole? Yeah, it was. I think. that's a thunder pole. So the radiating element wasn't very big. The ground plane was pretty big though. It was 25 quid back in the day, including VAT. I think whoever it was said they had a Thunderpole 2, so this is the Thunderpole 3. You used to stick fire sticks on top of them, didn't you? You used to be able to get a whacking great fire stick to stick up on top. Just nice to see some of the old adverts as well, isn't it? Look, it's a taggy used to be the stuff, didn't it, back in the day? There's loads of it still about. B300 PS. Got a B300 here somewhere. And they used to do as a taggy meter that pretty much had everything on it. It was a cracking meter. They were pretty rare back then, but it had a matcher on it and field strength. It had pretty much everything on it. Echo Master. They were the dogs back in the day. If you had an Echo Master, you were somebody. Echo Master Plus. With the 2 meters on it. This has got a modulation meter, but I think that you used to get an echo meter as well on it, or something. I can't remember now. But they sounded great. If as long as people didn't turn those up mentally, just a little tiny bit of echo on it and a bit of power, they sounded great on a base station rig. Really good. Cybernet Beta 3000 at 59 quid. CB News, CB Club, CB Information Sheets, Ham International. Everybody had one of those. I've got 2 of them here somewhere. This is what Harvey was just on about. It's just a copy of the mic, the Turner Expander, I think. So yeah, these microphones were very popular. They did sound good as well. A decent microphone did lift your audio, definitely. I mean, a lot of people don't like power mics and that, but as long as you don't crank it up too much, they could sound very good. Speech processing, how? Some people did have all sorts of weird and wonderful reverbs were the thing, weren't they? Reverbs were bizarre sounding things. In fact, I've got one here somewhere. I'll have to connect that up at some stage just for a laugh. Stick a reverb on, see what people think. Modulator. What have we got here? Tuned notch filter. Braid breaker. Les Wallen. He was the modulator guy, wasn't he? I've got a modulator out in the shed, actually. One of the original ones. I must stick some CB and amateur radio in the car again, really. Twang. Yeah, there's usually some very graphic cartoons with twang. I remember twang. Gamma. Midlands. I'm just rabbiting on and looking through this stuff. I'm not paying attention to the Autoscan 5000. And Richard did a video on one of those recently. Hi Net Authorization, how are you? UniAce 200 still in the box. Yeah, good radios, very good. Well, they're virtually the same, weren't they? There's a little differences with the 341 and the Uniden 200, but it's the same board basically. Just catching up with the chat. You were the godfather, Harvey, were you? Dear, dear. S9 was the most popular CB magazine back in the day. 1964 went on to the 80s. Ah. £100 a week. This is real CB stuff. So yeah, the Autoscan 5000, I'd love to get one of those here to just have a look at. I mean, it looks really well made. Richard had one that had some issues with it. I think he had to chop something out of it. I can't remember exactly now, but bleed over virtually eliminated for most situations. 80 dB adjacent carrier rejection. Typically 100 dBs. British designed and tested in British conditions. Now these radios fetch an absolute fortune second hand now. I don't know what it is about them because I've never had one to play with, but it looks very well made. It's all solid aluminium knobs. I'm sure some of you, if you're into CB, will have had one or got one. And they got sort of scanner on the microphone. You can scan up and down, I think. So some reviews. Yeah, Magpie Electronics. Enhance. Andover. Here we go. SMC Oscar 1. Now this is the rig that came top in that test that I was looking at just now. £85. That's quite expensive. It's not a lot on it, really, is there? It's not like the Rotel and that, where you've got RF gain, mic gain, squelch, volume, dimmer, all sorts of stuff on it. It's a very basic rig, but it, by the sounds of it, it performs really, really well. QSL cards. Remember the QSL cards back in the day? I'd love to find mine. I had one. I think I drew it myself. Just had a little mouse on the front, and I think it was like a light blue coloured QSL card. QSL clubs, look. QSL clubs. I don't remember QSL clubs. I remember the CB clubs. Rig review. Audio line. Ah, this is the audio line 341, isn't it? Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Cracking rigs they are. Really nice. In fact, mine is up. Mine is up there, so I might quickly pull that down in a second and have a quick look at that. I won't hook it up, but very similar to UniAce 2000, 200 even. They put an extra naught on that. Yeah, they got the Uni 200 there. So it's pretty much got everything you'd need. Noise blanker, they didn't come out till a bit later on rigs, I don't think. Delta tune. Delta tune's one of those things, it could help you on receive. If someone was slightly off frequency, you could flick the delta tune and bring them in. Delta tune on the Cybernet rigs. This 5-star's got delta tune. Harrier CBX has got delta tune. So let's have a look at the lab results then. A sensitivity of 0.7 microvolts for 10 dB signal to noise. And the fully turned up squelch required 7 microvolts to open it. Results for bleed over and desensitize. It was a great rig. If you had problems with bleed over, these had great filtration in them. They just you didn't really get bleed over. If you had a problem with bleed over, you got yourself a Uniden rig. Cybernets weren't as good as the Unidens for bleed over, definite. And I liked the audio out the side. The received audio on the Unidens chassis sounds less harsh than the Cybernet ones, in my opinion. It's one of the things with CB, everybody likes a certain thing. So they didn't like the ease of installation. It's 2 side screws and a plug in the back. I don't know how they get that. Oh well. So yeah, there you go. Interesting stuff. What have we got here? 934 megahertz. That's actually, you can't use 934 now. I never had a 934 back in the day. I don't know if anybody here had a 934 meg rig. They were very expensive. I don't know who they were. I think they were aimed at the amateur community, really. The amateur radio community rather than the CBers, because I heard of people that had them, but I'd never seen one and never heard one on the air. So, did anybody have a 934 meg CB? Hi, 888 Roger Moore, how you doing? You heard people having an SSB net on the mid-band channel 19 last night. Idiots, yeah. You got 3 934 rigs, 888, have you? Ideal. 900 megs was mobile phones. I don't think mobile phones were about really back then, net, were they? We've got 3 left. You had a Magpie, did you? Benji, let me just go back. I've missed some of the chat now. You still have a Bremmy valve burner. I did have one, Harvey. What's all this new in a box stuff? Have you bought out old CB shops or something? RF gain's only good for SSB. You don't really need RF gain, to be fair. We used to use RF gain for fox hunting, so a car used to go off out into the distance and hide somewhere, and they just transmit every so often, and you try and track them down. That was about the only thing we ever used RF gain for. I need to sort one out, Dom. I had one for my old address, but I haven't done one since I've moved, really, and I need to do one because I keep getting cards through from the bureau. So I need to sort another one out. You didn't have the Magpie for long. Yeah, the meters were sluggish on them, weren't they, ZX? I mean, they did get there, but they almost looked like they were damped down. 934, there's a video about them on Ringway Manchester's channel. Yeah, I did see that, Dom. They were in use, but they were so expensive, like your average person couldn't really afford one. It was limited range, Doug, as well. Mobile phones started in 1984 on 900 megs. Okay. I think the 934 was released the same time as the 2781, wasn't it? So they both released in 1981. It's only recently they've outlawed them, wasn't it? You still have one of those black power mics. You can't remember the name. The desk mic. Something 40. I don't know, Harvey. So let's carry on down. Certificate of Achievement on 934. It was an achievement. Bremmy's, there you go, look. Bremmy's. Official 27, Bremmy. Center-loaded mobile aerial. Lady breakers. Any of you lady breakers out there like Mrs. Cruncher? I can't see Mrs. Cruncher ever going on the air, can you? I keep telling her I'm going to put a CB in her car, but she ain't having none of it. Echo mic. Those weren't bad Echo mics. They were branded different names on them, but they weren't bad mics really. Again, as long as you didn't turn the thing right up. There's some microphones. The Ham International makes some good stuff. There's the Yorks there, look. York 863 was $59.99. 40 channel. They did an 80 channel, look. That's the... So you paid an extra 30 quid and they would stick 80 channels in it for you. That's naughty, isn't it? That's illegal. Illegal. Oh dear. As long as they did a good mod on it, it wasn't too bad on it, I suppose. But you're not allowed to mod them. Back in these days, you didn't have the mid-band frequencies anyway. They were only Europeans that had the mid-band frequencies. So I suppose it was one of those things back in the day, because the channels were so rammed, absolutely rammed, and I'm talking you could go right the way through all 40 channels and there was somebody on every single channel. So the only way sometimes to get a channel to chat to your mates on was to get a channel that people weren't using much. So that's why people started chucking mid-band in their rigs and going to like Cobras and stuff with super highs to super lows on it. You could just get out of the way and have a sensible, nice little chat with your mate without loads of noise on channel. You know, illegal. Yeah. Wrong side of the law. The Busbies. Buffoons. Buffoons. Search warrants. Let's have a look what's back there. Let's just go through, see if there's anything else of interest on here, and then we'll have a quick look at my my audio line 341. It might be the Uniden 200 actually. I've got both of them here, both mint. Readers ads, club news. Sterling. I mean, some of you people may recognise some of these old clubs. I think I was in the Exeter Breakers Club for a while. Where's that? Sheffield. Killermarsh Breakers Club. Reference section. There's a list at the back end of all the radios. Amstrad CB901. That was a good radio, really. It was a good radio. Audio line 341 was 60 quid back in the day. 342, was that the base station? I think the 340 was a smaller one and the 342 was the base station. They did another one as well, which was one of these ones where you control it with the handset. That might have been the 343. Cybernets were expensive. I think Radiomobile were one of the dearer rigs back in the days. Yeah, they've not got a Radiomobile, but the RVC 240 was 90 quid. There's a Harrier CBX in there then? Did I see the Harrier? No, there's a few missing. Some of the grandstand rigs were quite good. Their home base, I used to like their home base. It's a cracking great rig. UniAce 200, 90 quid. Audio line 345. That would have been the home base. UniAce 300, I had one of those. That was a good home base. Again, it had the Uniden board in it. In fact, that was my home base, the UniAce 300. I dabbled with some other ones. I think I had a York at one stage. But I settled on the Uni-Ace 300 black radio. Very nice. Again, it used to sound great. I mean, you didn't need an extension speaker or nothing. The speaker in it sounded really good. What's that? Reference. Phones, portables, antennas. There, oh well, okay. That's enough of CB radio. Hopefully you've all got the gist of that. Just a bit of diversion. Let's quickly have a look at my. Is it? I don't know if this is the down of the audio line. I think this is the audio line. Yeah, it's the audio line. There we go. With a bit of dust on it. Bit of dust on top. But that is pretty much mint condition. It's got the original audio line mic. A great little radio. They do sound really nice. I don't know. I've got a Uniden 200 as well, which one of the guys up here was after actually, but I've not heard from him for ages. So John, if you're watching and you still want the Uniden, you better let me know. Otherwise, it'll go back in my collection. But yeah, it is pretty good, that one. It's hard to find them in that condition because the aluminium corrodes on them. And this one is pretty good. The other thing is the bezels get scratched up, and that's good. I've got the original bracket as well, and side screws. So there you are. I've got quite a few CBs, and I need to get rid of some. So if anybody's after a CB, you'll have to let me know. Right. I best get myself sorted because I've got to go down and drink some wine with Mrs. Cruncher and have our pizzas. Yeah, 888. Or strap down your antennas, isn't it? You still got your original Motorola phone. I had the Sony Mars. They used to call it the Mars bar, didn't they? The lumpy little Sony phone was the very first mobile I ever had. You had the Ericsson flip phones and that, but don't forget to put the blinds up. I don't think the blinds are going to get done tonight. Dom. Cheers, RV. Anyway, people, that's it for today. Bit of CB nostalgia at the end and something for you to have a read of. worldradiohistory.com. Hopefully that's sparked some interest in it, and I'll get my radio put back on, and we'll give some shouts out on channel 19 tomorrow, see if I can get hold of anybody. Yeah, it was a Sony Mars bar. Cheers all, thanks for joining me today, and let's have a quick look, because we did have a couple donations in, so thank you very much to Graham, Video Monkey, and Rob Cross. Thank you very much. I've got my ears on, good buddy. Come on back. Get your ears on, boy. Cheers up, people. 10:10 till we do it again, and I'll catch you on Sunday, if not before. Be good and stay safe and all the rest of it. Bye for now. Have a good one, and thanks for joining me today.